Good morning. Welcome back to Shop Talk with Tina. So today, what our subject is going to be is the big elephant in the room, which is the coronavirus, and the fact that all salons and barbers and nail salons, we are all shut down for at least a month. So right now, we've all had a lot of fun with all of the memes and the different things about how people are cutting their own bangs or girlfriends are cutting their boyfriend's hair and all of these different things. It's really funny, but all joking aside, I am not here to shame you guys about the fact that a month from now you had to cut your bangs because you were going crazy. I know that a lot of you are still considered essential workers and you have to do your Zoom calls or you have to do different things. And so you're trying your best to maintain your look. So the thing to remember is everybody is aware of the situation that's going on. So we don't need to worry because at this point we don't really know how long this is going to last. And we're all in the same situation. It's not one of those things that you're the only one that's not able to get to the salon. So just kind of try to calm down a little bit on that and be reasonable. Go take a walk or something before you get that box color out, or you chop bangs off when you haven't had bangs since you were 10. So anyway, my plan here is just to kind of help you guys work through how to maintain your style during this phase of no salons, no hairdressers, no barbers, that sort of thing. So the first thing that you want to do is kind of assess how you normally prefer your hair. So I feel like the first two categories of people that are really going to want to cut their hair is people that wear bangs and they have glasses or that sort of thing, and that really is a problem. Or ladies that wear shorter hair, or my male clients, my boys, they're gonna start getting irritated pretty quickly when that hair starts growing around the ears and then they start getting a little fuzzy on the neckline. So first of all, kind of assess, how do I normally like to wear my hair? Then the second thing that you need to consider is, listen, can I learn to restyle my hair a little bit and just kind of work with it for a month or so? Because at this point, we don't really know what's going to happen. Because for, like, say, somebody that wears really short hair, and normally they would wear their hair just long enough so that they can kind of get a little bit of a lift there. Well, then it kind of starts, falling over a little bit more. Could you just kind of add a little bit of a different product to it and comb it differently? So there are some ideas, and you guys can always get a hold of me if you're my client, and we can figure this out and we can work through this together. So the first thing, how do I like to wear my hair? The second thing, can we learn to restyle what I have and what I normally like to do? Keeping in mind that this is not a normal situation, so it doesn't have to be like you've always done it. The third thing, if we cannot restyle it until we reach our stylist, let's work that out. Because like I said, we've got your essential workers, people that are still having to do Zoom calls, people that are still, within the guidelines going into the office. So they do want to look put together. So the basic thing is going to be people that wear short hair. Those are going to be the ones that really, really are going to need to do something. The main thing is to keep it very simple. Basically, we're just trying to keep you from looking like you're a mess, like you haven't put yourself together. So if you need to trim your sideburns, if you guys can kind of keep away from pulling hair up and trying to do all the tapering and everything, that's when you're going to get into trouble if you have never done anything like that. We want you guys to stay neat and tidy, but we don't want a lot of lines and a big mess that we have to say, hey, listen, when you come back, you don't get to have what you normally prefer because you just jacked this up so bad. So like on a sideburn, if you just kind of want to, comb it down and trim, kind of that way a little bit, that'll take care of the issue. And if you just kind of want to comb it back that way and sort of trim up that way, that'll take care of the issue. You don't need to get all fancy with it. You just need to get that hair that is driving you crazy around your face. So that's pretty basic. And then on the neckline, you do want to kind of keep the fuzzies off of your neckline if you wear shorter hair, because that is going to keep it looking neat and tidy. You can just get a regular razor or your little trimmers and get that. Now, the one thing that you do need to be careful of is that you don't cut the hair, like the natural hair that's attached to your hairline, because you've got the hair that's kind of like attached right there, and that's your natural hairline right there. So you don't want to cut into that. So if you can kind of lift that up a little bit and then just kind of trim the neck. Some people don't have much hair on their neckline and some people have a lot. Just kind of keep that cleaned up. I know I have a lot of people that kind of tend to do that anyway, that my ladies that have short hair, or my guys, they'll do that, or their wife will kind of trim it up for them. So that's a great way to still look like you're kind of maintaining your style. I would just really encourage everybody to keep it basic. If you start getting too crazy, then in a couple of weeks when we all come out of this, or, well, we all know realistically it's a month or more, but when we come out of this, we can just go right back into what we normally like to do without having anything too crazy going on. So, also, let's talk about bangs. I forgot to talk about bangs. Sorry, I'm kind of like, haven't done these in a while, and I'm not really that great on camera. So on the bangs, the best thing to do if you have to trim up your bangs, just make sure that you're not pulling them too tight, and do not cut above your fingers, because remember, the hair has a lot of elasticity to it. So you definitely don't want to pull it tight, cut above your fingers, and then you take your hands away and then you've got bangs up to here and you look like you're 3. So that, that's just going to push you straight into that depression, the COVID depression. So, the best thing to do is, if you will take your bangs and twist, do a little twist, and then just trim a tiny bit. And that way it'll stick. Keep them soft, but it'll kind of cut that length a little bit. So I hope that this is helpful for you guys as we try to maneuver. Like I said, I'm not trying to shame anybody about, oh, don't do box color, oh, don't trim your hair, because depending on where you are as far as an essential or non-essential worker in this, you just may need to keep yourself cleaned up a little bit, depending on what your normal style is. And if any of my clients have any questions, we can definitely just like video conference if you've got to get your husband cleaned up and get him to work, but you're a little bit nervous, so we can walk through that. Anyway, you guys all stay safe out there, and we will see each other when we see each other. Have a great one. Bye.